There is some functionality attached to this service module in the system where you can set up service subscriptions to essentially accrue revenue on a monthly basis for a service or something that you're providing. It's pretty standard setup. So service subscriptions are run through T&M projects. I'm just going to set up a quick project here. And we'll turn it in process. And under the Manage tab in this service area, you have this service subscription dropdown. So essentially what this does is it's setting up a subscription on your project, and basically what you need to do is specify a subscription group. And what the subscription group does is it essentially controls how often you're going to invoice and how often you're going to accrue revenue. So this could be any combination of things that you've set up in the system. I've got one set up out here where I'm going to invoice quarterly and recognize revenue on a monthly basis. And then I'm going to choose a category. So you have to have a category set up that is specific to subscription fees out there as well. I'll just give it a name. And I'll say my base price is whatever, $10,000. So I'm going to just show you real quick on this subscription group setup. Like I said, this is what controls your invoicing and your accrual. So this is just simply a drop down of the periods that you have set up in the system. If you want, you can have an example out here where you've got an annual invoice and you're going to accrue on a monthly basis. This one I just happen to have set up as quarterly and monthly for the accrual. So I set up the subscription on my project. And then you have the ability here to, let's save this. I'm going to set up the sales price. So I've got $10,000 out here. I can set up the sales price so that I can recognize that, let's say, $2,500 per quarter. I'll set up the first 2 quarters. I think you'll get the gist. So what you do with regards to a subscription is you basically generate your subscription fees, and this is the process by which you're going to be invoicing the project. So I'm going to invoice that first quarter. And what this process does is it's going to generate a fee transaction so that I can invoice to customer. So once I finish that and I head out to my invoice proposal, I should see now my fee subscription transaction out here for $2,500. So I'm going to go ahead and invoice that to the client real quick. Let me post that. So that's the first quarter of the billing. And the second half, now once I've billed it, I can accrue the revenue on a monthly basis. So if I head back out to my service subscription, under the Manage Service Subscription, any subscriptions you have set up on your project will be out here. And when you take a look at your fee transactions that have been created and billed, you have this accrual periods button here, which says, based on that $2,500 for that quarter, because I had that monthly accrual period set up, the system set these transactions up for me to say, yep, you're going to accrue this much revenue per month. And when you hit the accrue revenue button, I'm going to accrue the first month on 7/31. It'll go and post that revenue, and then you can essentially go ahead and accrue each month. And by doing this accrual, you're recognizing the revenue on that monthly basis. That's a pretty quick rundown of how the subscription works. It basically gives you the flexibility to invoice separately from how you accrue revenue. Good for sort of those maintenance type of contracts where you invoice quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, but you still have the ability to recognize revenue on a monthly basis.